Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm Miriam Dow, wife, mama for a real estate investor and entrepreneur. Welcome back to my channel. So we are going into week 3, I believe, or probably even week 4, because last week I got a response from the zoning officer. Excuse the laundry behind me. I got a response from the zoning and the building officer last week answering all of my questions, and now I have more questions, and I want you guys to help me make these decisions. So they got back to me. Basically, the first question that I asked them, will you accept, hold on. Will you accept the current plans made back in 2022? Remember, my current plans is now not up to the current code. His answer was no. I'm going to have to resubmit new plans. So with that being said, I can have my architect just update the plans. What are my options if I wanted to have the property zoned for a 2-family or a multifamily? And he said this is also a zoning question. The other gentleman, who's the zoning officer, responded and said that it's highly unlikely that this house could be approved for a 2-family, but I would need to get like a variance. And I ever explained the variance is like a long procedure, so I'm not sure if we're going to be doing that. This is where the project had to just stop. With my current permit, do I have permission to demolish the remaining 30% of the structure/building that is left? Now, when I was talking to my architect, he specifically said building. You know, there's like certain lingo that these people use. And, you know, previously when I was saying, okay, demolition, I just saw once you said demolition, that's it. So he responded, you have a selective interior demolition permit. You do not have a demolition permit to take down the building. I didn't know there was really a difference. I'm so glad that I asked the question. You may not demolish the building until you obtain a specific permit for that. You must fill out the demo form attached. There are many outside agencies you must get a sign-off from before the demolition of any building takes place, including from all utility companies, ELCA, Sewer Authority, Mercer Soils, tax collector, zoning, asbestos abatement, etc. See the form. So I saw the form. Y'all, this form, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I believe I need 13 different people, 13 different companies to sign off. So I got this form last week and immediately got overwhelmed. So I spoke to an asbestos company. I spoke to one. I'm trying to get... So the asbestos company that I spoke to, all they have to do is go for the report alone. They were trying to charge me $1,800. They're going to charge me $50. They're going to do a flat rate $1,500. I told them half of the building is actually gone. Like the roof is missing. Pull up, what am I still missing? The roof is gone. Back of the structure is gone. I sent them a video, so they were able to bring it down. Flat rate fee to $1,500. That's just the report. Now the report comes back and I actually have asbestos. Then I have to hire a professional company to come and remove that. So I'm praying that that's not even the case. But $1,500 for a report is crazy. And that report is what they need, the town. Second thing, I spoke to the architect, and let me just go one by one because you know how my thoughts are. The other company is Mercer County Soils. I called a company, Mercer County Soils. I'm Googling a lot of these numbers, and the gentleman let me know. And I'm like, what is this? And he was like, basically, anytime anyone wants to interrupt any kind of soil in each county, you have to get approval first. And I explained everything to him, and he was like, being that your property is under 5,000 square foot, that means that I'm exempt. So I scanned this form over to him. He's going to have it. All he has to do is sign, because each person needs to date, signature, and write their title for the company. Next company was Ewing Engineering / Zoning Department. Obviously, that's the zoning officer. So they're probably going to be the last person to sign it off after everything is done. So I haven't called them. Next is Ewing Historical Commission. I have no idea who that is. I Googled it, couldn't find nothing. So I'm going to ask them to email them again to ask them to put me in the right direction with that. Ewing Health Department is another one I Googled, couldn't really find anything. Next is a Ewing tax collector. I called in. I saw that I owed $1,000 in taxes. I paid that right away. Then I called the tax collector's office, and they told me to just send them this form. They're going to sign it off, and he said he'll have that back to me today. Today is Monday, June 10th. So I woke up on monk mode this morning. Monk mode, however way you say it. Next is a tax assessor, which is kind of the same office. So I went to go get me some lunch. My kids are about to be home in an hour. I wanted to shoot this video, but I will be calling the tax assessor's office today, see what they need. And basically, since they all have to sign off, I have to wait until I send it to this person. When he signs it off and can send it back to me, then I can send it to the next person. The last person on page 1 is Ewing Lawrence Sewer Authority. So I called them, and they explained to me that, did I speak to them? No, I think the woman was, I called around 11, and I was told that the woman was on her lunch until 12 noon. And the lady that I was asking questions didn't really have answers to the questions. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm reminded that I need to call them back because I haven't heard back from them, and it's now 2:21 p.m. The next is the abatement company, which is the asbestos. They're going to go $1,500 for that. I'm just going to call at least one other company to see if it's less expensive or if it's drastically higher, because I really like to get at least at a minimum 2 quotes so I have an idea of how much these things should cost. And then a signature, it says waste hauler department registration number, waste hauler solid waste account number. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to ask them that question too in the email. And then it says provide written statement or release letter from the following. PSE&G, which is your gas and electric company. They have to see if there's any meters there or something like that. So I called PSE&G. They scanned a form, which is kind of it's in New York City. They scanned a form to me. I just completed it. You just have to attach proof of ownership, and I cannot find the deed for the life of me. My house is upside down. I can't find this deed. But I know you could just call the county clerk and they'll have the deed mailed over to you. So I'm probably just going to do that because I can't find it. And I have a trip coming up, of course. So I just want to have that for them as soon as possible. And then on the paper that they sent me, it says 6 to 8 weeks before they get back to you. So that's insane. Then the water company, I called Trenton Water Company on Friday, got the runaround, called them first thing in the morning today, and they got back to me. They're going to have someone go Thursday between 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And basically all they're doing is shutting off the water service and removing the water meter. And then once the structure goes back up, then you call them and they bring it back again. Because I let them know, I bought the property 2 years ago. It's been vacant. It's probably vacant 3 years before I bought the property. So I have never called to set up any water or anything like that. They said a name like Chantel or something. Like, nope, not me. So they're coming to remove that on Thursday. I won't be here. So I'm currently trying to find someone who can physically be there because they need someone present. And it sucks that I'm not going to get that footage. I'm going to see if I can get my brother to go because I'm going to Atlanta this week. So I'm going to see if I can get my brother to go and just get some footage for me and, see what's going on, make sure everything's good. The next company is a telephone company. I don't know what to do in this situation. And the next company was CATV company. I'm sitting here Googling so much. I Googled CATV just to find out that's cable TV company. But I didn't have neither of those. I didn't have no phone or anything like that. So I'm going to put those in the email. And one of the people that I spoke to, one of the companies, I was like, well, I never actually, signed up for an account since I bought this house. And she said, just because you didn't sign up for it doesn't mean we don't have a meter on site. So we still need to come and remove our meter. So same thing goes here. Just because I never signed up for any cable or a telephone, there might still be some telephone wires or a telephone box. But with 100 telephone and cable companies, it's like, which one do I call? I'm not about to call all of them. So that's that. And then this number, it says provide request number that NJ1 call has been notified. I called the number because it has the number, and I'm like, hi, I'm just calling because I'm looking to demolish the property and you're on the paper. And she was like, are you the one doing the actual digging? And I'm like, I'm the homeowner. She said, we need the person doing the actual digging. I'm like, I'm hiring people. She said, we need the one actually doing the digging to call us to get the marker request. And I guess you call this number and they give you because it says provide request number, they give me a number and I fill it out here. But I did a lot of talking today because I spoke to a lot of people today. Now let's move on to the next where I really have a dilemma, which is with my architect. He brought a few things up to my attention when we were there last week. Moses, OG architect, shout out to him, he's from Ghana. He was telling me that, listen, I have a few options, right? And then we know that I need to get a new foundation. He can either update the plans to bring it up to current code. We submit that and we do everything everything the way it is. But now that we have exposed the foundation, I know I need new foundation. That's not in the plans because we were just supposed to be doing a renovation. So he's going to have to add that to it. But what he explained to me was the plans that I have right now are really not the best. It's the best for the situation that I had, which was me remodeling that very old home. But now that the whole building is getting removed, the foundation needs to get done. He's saying if you're going to do it, make sure you have a nice end product, which is, I agree with that. So he's saying I should really get the cost for everything and maybe really consider doing like a bi-level home, which is like it's going to be a single family home or even maybe a two family. But two family, the cost for that is going too much. And I think for me to do a two family, I have to go through the zoning and the variance, and that there's just too many people involved for that. That'll be like a 6 month to a year project. So I think I'm gonna keep it as a single family. It's 2 different lots. But he was saying right now we only had it for 1 story and keeping the crawl space. We wasn't going to do nothing. He was saying since you're going to be doing a new foundation, maybe you should consider putting a basement there, and then also like a finished basement, and then the first level should be your living room, your dining room, your kitchen, a powder room instead of a full bathroom, and then have a second level with the 3 bedrooms and then a full bathroom. So it'll be 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathroom, but it'll be like a bi-level. And that's more of what people are buying now, and you'll probably get way more money, of course, for when you sell that, because now it's actually a real home. It's just not just 1 story. Nowadays, so many people, with consumerism, we got so much shit. Okay, I know for me, 1 story was never going to be enough. I know when I was looking for a home and I only had 2 kids at the time, we saw a house that we really liked, but the fact that they didn't have a garage, which was going to be extra storage for me, we didn't buy that house. So I know just 1 story, but crawl space, it's going to be nice because it's going to be all new, but it's probably not going to be ideal, and you're going to get less interest maybe because of the less space that you have. Whereas if you have the full first floor with a nice open space, kitchen, powder room, and imagine like all that space that we had that was going for the bedrooms will all be like a nice grand family room, or you can even do like a family room and living room, something like that. And then your washer dryer would be in the basement where you really have a basement, and then you have your second level with the bedrooms and the full bathroom. So I really like that idea, but that means he would have to do whole new plans. Now 2 years ago he charged me $4,500 for the plans that I had. Now if we're gonna do all new plans, he told me, listen, I'm gonna tell you from that right now, it's gonna cost more than that. And I'm like, last time it took you 4 months, how long is it going to take you this? He said, I know you're under a crunch, so I'll do my best to get it to you between 4 to 6 weeks. So my question to you guys is, if you were in my position, would you keep the current plans and just go ahead and update them? Now you know you're going to need new foundation as well. Submit that, because that's probably going to be less time consuming and also less expensive, but also a less return. Now, I contacted my realtor and I told her to send me some comps, and she sent me comps. Now last week when I was there and I was meeting with the plumber and them, the plumber was running his mouth and he was saying how like he just did a house and like 3 bedroom, if you do like a bi-level, you could probably sell that for like $500,000 or something like that. And we bought this house for $151,000. I checked the numbers, it's $151, and I'm looking to put between $70 to $100 into it. So if you telling me that I could sell it for like $500, that raised, I was just like, oh, the Scooby-Doo ears, like, ooh. But then I called, my realtor sent me the comps, and the comps is very much in the threes. It's in the fours. I didn't see nothing in the fives. So, and these houses are not brand new construction. So I know with new construction, yeah, probably will be a little bit closer to that. So my question to you was, what will you do? Like, will you just wait it out? I mean, I have nothing. I'm not against, what is it, late gratification or whatever. Like, I don't need it to happen right now. I would have loved to before my trip this summer, but it's okay. I mean, I'm going away early July. So what the goal is to at least have the property demolished and at least, get me a solid masonry that I'm going to be working with to do my foundation. And then from there, once I come back from my trip late August, September, then from there, and I would love to submit the plans while I'm overseas so I can have my brother go submit the plans once those plans are out with all the permits, and ideally I would love to have it approved so by the time I come back into the country late August, we're going to start, and by then it's not going to be as busy as it is now because everyone is so busy. So when it's back to school, then we can really be on it and probably have the project completed maybe by October. So what would you guys do? Like, I don't mind doing that. I just know it's going to be more expensive because now you're talking about 2 levels. So my framer had quoted me 14 grand, and so now with 2 levels, everyone that's quoted me, it's like the permits that I got filled out, I have to get everything redone. HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and the framing company, because now it's going to be 2 stories with the basement. What would you guys do if you was in my position? Now, my architect, Moses, he's old school, so he's been in the game for decades, so he just be knowing, different things. He was like, get all your numbers for that, what I just discussed, and also contact these prefab companies, because there's a lot of companies that just build the houses in their warehouse. So you give them the plan, so I can give them the same plans. They literally build it in their warehouse, and then they bring your house and they just put it on top of your lot. That is amazing. And I was just on Google looking at a few companies. I didn't get a chance to call them yet, but it was just, opening my eyes. Like, you could probably go that route too. And I was the only person that I probably would no longer be working with is my framer. But I would still be working with the same HVAC, plumber, and all that other stuff. And I think and they say that it's less expensive. So that's something that I'm definitely going to explore too. Now, I don't have all the numbers for the part A, like option A, because the plans are not done yet. Like, you really need the plans. So same thing, I wouldn't have the numbers, but if I contact the prefab company without the plan, but I still will have kind of like an idea if I tell them, 2-story, 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bath. So what would you do if you was in my position? Just know, like, Monday is when the guy answered my question from the emails, and I saw this and I was just like, oh my God. But the first thing that I really need to do is get a survey. So I have the survey company. So the reason why I like contacting 2 companies, because I contacted the first company. They got back to me right away, same day, $735. I contacted a second company, took him days to get back to me. But when he finally got back to me, and I was waiting for him to make a decision. So when he finally got back to me, he calls me, I think on Friday, and he was just like, yeah, we actually worked on one of your neighbor's houses. She has a similar situation to you. She has 1 deed, but it's 2 lots, and she wanted to build a house on the second lot. And he said that the lots in my town, or on our street, I guess, they're not normal size lots. They're smaller than a normal size lot for you to put a house on it. So she had to go through a variance and all that, and they were present for all of that. So when he was saying, I was like, oh, you have experience, and I love that. But then this man sends me a call. He was like, I could do a sketch for you and all that. And because I mentioned my architect saying that he could do a sketch for me, and I told him everything, and he was like, oh, well, I could do a sketch. This man finds himself sending me a quote for $3,600. The sketch is like $2,200. The survey is like $1,400 for 2 lots, and he's broke. So I called him. I'm like, are you charging me per lot? Because I have another company that's charging me $735, and you sitting here charging me $1,400 for 2 lots. Are you doing it but per lot? Because it's all on 1 deed. And I'm like, I don't need the sketch. That's what my architect is doing. That's what I told you. So he was like, yeah, it is $1,400, and ask your other company if they're doing all this, because we're doing all this. So I called the other company this morning. He's like, yeah, we're doing all the same thing. So I just went with him, because another major turnoff was the company that, even though he worked with one of my neighbors, he wants double the money, and he didn't have availability until 4 weeks out. Time is money. So I called the first company. For some reason, my mouse hasn't been working, so I've been unable to scan any documents. Just went to Staples, scan their contract, sending it over. You pay 25%. He said he'll have someone out there this week, and he said I should have my survey by Monday. So as soon as I get the survey, I send that to the architect, and then we can start thinking about plans. But yeah, that is the dilemma I'm in. So what would you do if you're in a mess situation? Excuse the mess. I just need to get as much as I can get done, all calls, all my little meetings before my kids come home. So laundry will get done later on. But tell me what you guys think. It's a lot to think about, a lot to digest. But there's also a lot of money to be made. So I'm not complaining, but it's definitely like I didn't expect to be calling all these people. And I'm so glad that I emailed them. Imagine me removing the building with the wrong permits. Because on the permits that I have, it actually says demolition of single family dwelling. And then it says something details with like interior. And so it's like it says two things. So I'm thinking, oh, single family dwelling. No, you can't just be removing buildings. And these people did half of the demolition already. So it's like if there was any asbestos, I hope no one gets sick. But he's been doing it so long, I don't know, maybe he can tell if there is. 2 o'clock and I'm tired. But yeah, that's it for today. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and please tell me, what would you do? Like, would you do the prefab home on the lot? Would you go through the variance, try to make it a 2-family home, 6 months? Because I have 2 lots. So initially I think what I'm going to do is, one house on this lot and 1 house on the second lot. So what would you do? Let me know. But I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to take a nap. About to take a nap before my kids come home. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.